Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks. And in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is talking about some more tips and tricks for your lighting. Specifically trying to kind of answer a lot of the really common questions I'm getting asked when it does come to LED lighting on your Lego project. One of the biggest, and I'm going to make it the first question, is do you have to worry about heat on the LEDs and does it damage the Lego? And no, this particular building, and keep in mind, I want to say the last count, I had 46 LEDs that are plugged into this building right now. And they are all plugged in through that one little bitty plug. And does it get warm? Absolutely not. And this thing has been plugged in, and I just want to pick it up and touch it and show you, because this is some tiny wire. This is only 0.3 millimeter wire. And that's something else I want to show you, is this little tool right here. Look at that guy. Is that thing awesome or what? And this is from Brickloot, by the way, and I'm going to talk more about that in just a second. Anyway, back to the original question at hand. Does it get hot? No, I've never noticed any of my LEDs getting hot at all to where they would damage the Lego in any way, shape, or form. So for those that are concerned about that, it really isn't something that you should be concerned with. At least I have not noticed anything. Where you should be concerned now, keep in mind, I am using a power supply. Now, this is where I have noticed heat, is when you're using those little junky battery packs that you get. When I say little junky battery packs, this is what I'm talking about. This is one of the battery kits that came from one of my light tailing kits. And quite frankly, yes, these do put out 5 volts, but the thing is when you are lighting up something with that large of a load, now, I have seen these battery packs get warm. I've never seen them fail, but they do get warm. So to me, that is a good enough reason not to use them. Where I've never seen a problem using like that USB power supply right there. And keep in mind, that is actually a very small power supply. The ones that I actually like to use are a little bit bigger, and they are also mountable, so I can put them on the bottom of my table. Anyway, in short, no, I've never really noticed any heat. The other question that I get asked a lot, because I am attaching all my LEDs to Lego and they're shining directly onto the Lego pieces, is do you notice any fading or discoloring on the Lego? I'm sure over time it'll happen. I'm not going to say that it won't happen, but here's the thing. When you're using LED is the least amount the least amount of UV light emitted from anything. It's better than having fluorescent lights. It's better than having an incandescent light. You're not going to get away from any type of UV light at all. Am I worried about it? No. I mean, it's Lego. It's going to discolor over time anyway. Will the LED progress it? I'm sure it will a little bit over time, but it's not like this is something that you have lit up 24/7. Now, keep in mind, like me personally, every time that I am working on my Avengers Tower mock, and you can see right here, like I said, I worked on this for about an hour and a half today. I do keep it illuminated the whole time I'm working on it. And part of the reason that I do that is, number one, to test it, make sure nothing's going to fail. But not even just that, it's just the fact that I like to be able to look at it while I'm working on it. So it gives me an idea of how I want to incorporate the other floors and how I might want to do the lighting on the other floors. And then another thing that I'm doing, the reason that I'm keeping it lit anyway, was that tool that I just showed you. The only people that I've seen that make this actual tool is Brickloot. And let me tell you, it is absolutely amazing. Now, they have 2 different versions, and I still need to make a dedicated video about these little tools. But what I love about them is it gives you your volts and your amps. So I know that it's a little over, so it's 5.1819 volts, and I'm at 0.76 amps currently on my Avengers Tower. Now, one of the points I want to make and why I'm showing you this is typically with your typical USB charging ports, each one of these is only good for 1 amp. So the nice thing about this tool is when you plug it in and you start plugging all your LEDs into it, you know that you don't want to go over 1 amp. So, and I'm starting to get close to it. I'm really hoping that I can finish the building without hitting 1 amp, because that might cause a problem and I may end up having to install another feeder wire. But This is an invaluable tool when you're doing your own lighting projects, especially when you're doing buildings in the size that I'm actually working on. But again, if you're wanting to work with LED lighting and you just want to verify that you're staying at a good amperage and a good voltage, I would really recommend this little tester. And again, only brickloot makes it. And I will be putting a link below in the description of this video so you know where to find this little dude too. And I'm still going to be making another specialized video about these as well, because again, they have two different versions of these. My next tip for LED lighting is if you want to do multiple colors. I'll give you an example. On my Iron Man Hall of Armor floor, you'll notice I have blue light there, and I also have blue light here. And there is a difference between those two lights. And here's what I mean by that. Anytime you're lighting up the building, don't automatically assume or think that you absolutely have to buy a blue LED or a red LED or a green LED. You can just change the color by simply putting translucent parts over it. And that's the point I wanted to make right here, because all those windows above each one of those figs that are in the Iron Man Hall of Armor, that is a white light behind it, and I just quite simply put a blue trans brick in front of it to give me my color adjustment. Now keep in mind, if you really want to have a very bright and vibrant blue, I do recommend that you actually buy blue LEDs, but it's not something that it's absolutely necessary. And I know a lot of people, when they start doing their lighting mocks, they think, oh, they have to have this, they have to have that. And they start buying more stuff than they really need, and I am bad for that myself. Part of that, though, is because I'm doing a lot of trial and error, and I'm even making some of my own lighting. But you really do not have to buy multiple colors. Like I said, they're nice, they come in handy, but you can simply change the color of the LED just by using a trans brick on top of it. Anyway, before this video gets a little too long, I'm going to stop there. I do want to make more videos, just like I said in the last one, and a lot of it's going to even lean towards the direction of making your own LED lighting systems. And I'm not going to get super technical into it, but I'm going to give you some of the basics that you need to know if you're going to be like me and try and make some of your own LED lighting systems for your Lego city. But anyway, that's all for this video. So as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.